Good morning, it's Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing and it's Facebook Live. I have it on the mannequin, but I wanted to make sure you knew that our Easy Three-sy jacket from CNT Patterns, it's back in stock. So we have plenty of them. And remember when I was telling you about this last week, it is a wonderful jacket for most people. If you have narrow shoulders, it's the answer. You don't have to adjust shoulder lines. It is really quite fun. So, very simple. It was interesting. Yesterday, I had several different people try this jacket on, and this is a medium. That's the size I made for me. Normally I do like a size 14 in McCall's or Vogue patterns. So the medium actually fit really well, but I have narrow shoulders. If you have wider shoulders, you may want to go up a size just to get the pretty drape. And again, I used a knit for this. This also shows this jacket being made in wovens. If you're going to do wovens, what I'd recommend is that you pick something with a little bit of drape too, because I think it'll look prettier. So if you need any help with any of that, we're right available for you all the time at info@universityofsewing.com. I may or may not see it for a little bit, but I promise I'll answer it within a day or two. So go ahead and ask me questions if you'd like. But this is such a great pattern, so easy to put together. I just had to show it off again. And since we ran out of them, I wanted to make sure you knew we got them back in. All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. I am first going to start off with what I didn't first. This will be second, actually. So I did not show you what you can potentially win today. Since I'm by myself, I'm going to have Dave come over here and show off these two sweet Christmas panels. The first one is for pillows. It's a very, very cute. It's done in your blues with pretty little snowflakes on the end. But this was kind of meant for doing some pillows. Or, you know what? I'm sure you're quite creative. You could also put this into a quilt if you wanted to. It's very adorable. The other one that's going to be in this giveaway is this Yuletide placemats from Lewis and Irene. And I'm not sure if this one's from Lewis and Irene too. I think they both might be. So these are two very distinctly different ones. You have one for yourself and you can give one away. So very nice and really well done. So I hope that you will enjoy those. Now, how do you potentially win this giveaway? Well, if you will please put shared into the comments after you have hit the share button.
You mean you like Kimberly and Kathy did?
Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing? And Kathy, too. Hi, guys. Welcome. And thank you for
and
coming.
Hillary.
And Hillary. Ah, okay. Hillary, I need to talk to you. So, anyway, if it's the same Hillary I'm thinking of. Anyway, I wanted you guys to be able to win this. So what you're going to do is hit the share button on Facebook so that this goes into your feed on so that your friends and family know about us. And then you put in the comments that you shared. You'll get entered into a drawing and you can win these two wonderful panels. Now, if you're interested in those panels and you don't win, remember, it's Christmas in July. Those panels actually are still available. Go ahead and look in our system, and if you go to universityofsewing.com and you go ahead and put, I think, like I said, I think they're both Lewis and Irene. I'm going to take a quick peek here, Dave. Yep, they're both Lewis and Irene. Put Lewis and Irene in there and you'll find them, so that will be fine. Look what we have, guys. We have an amazing group of fabric, but before I get to that, today and tomorrow are the last days of the OESD sale. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Christmas in July, there's a different sale every week. So this week has been your OESD stabilizers, and that changes on Monday. So for today and tomorrow, go online and check out anything OESD. Just put OESD in the search engine and then all the stuff will come up. So if you need stabilizer, if you need thread, Isocor thread is in this sale, guys. If you want to get, if you've been looking at some of those wonderful thread packets, maybe you have someone you want to give a present to later in the year for Christmas or something like that, or someone's birthday's coming up, this would be a great way to give them a group of thread, and it will cost you less. So don't forget that. So it's really cool. All right, so we just got in some art gallery fabric. I've had many of you ask me over the last year, are you going to get art gallery fabric? And I was on the fence about it. And then one of our salespeople said that they brought on art gallery fabric, and would I be interested in looking at it? That was my downfall. That was totally my downfall. All right, we have some fantastic fabric to show you, and I'm very excited about this for several reasons. One, if you've never felt art gallery fabric, you need to touch it. It's amazing. It feels like a cotton lawn, but it's not see-through. And I'll show that to you here in a minute. So let's come over here. We've got a brand new group of their fabrics, and we are going to show this off. So these very lovely fabrics, and again, if you put art gallery, I'm trying to make this easy. Just put art gallery in the search engine or look at the latest arrivals and you will see these. But hopefully Dave will get some very nice pictures. These fabrics are gorgeous. The colors are really interesting. We've got kind of a cement stone color. We've got a wonderful mustard in here. We've a lovely terracotta. And you've got it from light to dark. We've got this really pretty background of a pale, what is this color? Goodness, I have to think of a good name for this color. Maybe you guys can do it for me. But then we've got, again, that stone color with white, and we've got some stone black. Here is a really pretty one with the black, gray, and that terracotta. Another terracotta with some black on it, stone with black. This one's even called stacked stone. How cool is that? Then we've got, coming into these next group, these are kind of your neutrals, blenders, that kind of thing, except for they're just too much fun. I am in love with these. These stars on here, there's this one with your gray, black, and taupe. Then we go over to teal, taupe, and rust. Then you've got red, gold, and pink. Blue, this is basically red and blue on white. So I'm thinking like for my patriotic quilts, wouldn't that be gorgeous? And then we've got a couple of very precious ones here. A very nice little tiny yellow flower in both of these, but very different ways, and all over print in that one, and this one has little tiny daisies. Now, I'm gonna come over here and finish it up with these, and then there's three over here I've got to tell you about them. So what we've got are some really great neutrals here, very unusual prints on them, really beautiful. And I'm just gonna tell you, I think, I haven't done it yet, but I think these might work out really well for clothes too. Because the fabric tends to have a lighter hand to it, I think it's gonna be a more drapey fabric, and I think it will work for that. So I'm gonna try out, I absolutely am loving these tiny florals and this really pretty print right here. Oh, and while I don't have them over here, we do have one cotton lawn that is a black and white, and we have a canvas from this company also. So hopefully those will work. This one I stopped at last because I want to show you what a traditional stripe looks like, it printed by most companies. So Art Gallery did this traditional stripe. I think these colors are fantastic. You've got some light yellow, a beautiful gray, and then kind of a tan color in here. Very beautiful. So this is usually what we see in a stripe. Oh, and then they have a green in there too. I forgot about mentioning that. Something is tickling my nose this morning, guys. So this is traditionally how stripes are done. Look at these 3 bolts right here. So these 3 bolts, the stripe has been printed on them from salvage edge to salvage edge. So very different. Why would they do that? Well, if you look down at the bottom here, they've got little scissors. And the little scissors are so that if what you want to do is cut yourself some bias, or not bias, it wouldn't be bias, but a straight of the grain binding, you have it already pre-printed what the widths are. And then look what I did. I went ahead and took this fabric. I put 2 pieces together. I was able to match up those little stripes. So look at that. I could have done a slightly better placement as far as the spacing went. I got that off just a little bit. You could work on that and get the placement perfect so the little stars would be in the right place. But now what I've got is 86 inches that I can just go down those stripes and cut it, and I can bias, or I keep on saying bias, but I can bind my quilt. I actually don't almost ever use bias binding for my quilt bindings. I almost always cut it straight on the grain. Here it is for you guys. This is so clever. Then I had another idea while I was playing with this. These stripes are so much fun. If you take and put them at a 45-degree angle, what we can do is we can take and, I'm having issues, Dave, it's being mean to me. So there, that's what we'll do. So look at what you can do as far as making some really cool blocks. Look how pretty that is. So these fabrics are going to be really fun to play with. You can do really cool blocks out of them. You can take and make your binding out of them. We have gotten 3 different versions of it. Very nicely done. And I think that, you know, it's always really tricky to get your binding when you have a print you want to make. Having these lines on here, making it where you can just go ahead and cut it out. Now on this one, interestingly enough, they use this as kind of their cutting line. But these are really pretty. We've got a really pretty blue, a cream and black, and this one with some greens in it and some a tan in it also. So I think that these are going to work out really well for finishing edges of the quilts, and I hope that this will inspire you to do some of this. You know, what I loved is that usually when you make binding, you've got to sew a seam and sew seam and sew seam so you can get all this. I sewed this one in 3 seconds. I'm going to be able to cut it apart. I have all 4 edges now ready for my next quilt, and I am done. So that is so much faster, such an easier process. I've never seen anything quite like this. I thought that was really clever of Art Gallery, so I hope you guys do too. I hope you think that that's a really fun thing. So we did that, and you know, I want to show you several more things here, and I forgot to bring a pattern back with me, but you know what, we'll go out front and I'll show it to you in a minute. But let's go on and move on to the next thing, because we just got something really fun in. This is for your next thread rack, guys. Now this one will hold 150 spools, and this is from Brewer. It's really wonderful. Look how light it is. I'm lifting it up. It's super, super light. It has got holes drilled in here for you so that you don't have to worry about how you're going to hang it. And it's got multiple places to do that. Down at the bottom, and then there's a spot here and another spot here so that you can hang this. Now, what I figured out is that if you want to put your isocore thread on here, you put the base side down on the first one, and then you put the top on this next one, and then you put the base on. That works best for Isacord. But if you're like me and like most people, you probably have Aurifil in your threads. You probably have some Metler. You may have some other threads somewhere around. The regular like round, the long spools that are kind of like an oval shape, they fit on here side by side perfectly. So I thought this was brilliant. I love the clean design. I love how simple it is. I love how light it is.
What's it made out of, Margaret?
Metal. It's awesome. You won't break it. You know, those wooden ones, we break them all the time. So yes, this one's a little more expensive than that, but you're not going to break it. I know every single one of the wooden ones I have has a broken spool on it. Every time I've ever moved, I've broken something on them. So I am really looking forward to, they come in a variety of sizes, come in like 3 different sizes. We got the largest one right now, but I am planning on getting a couple of the other sizes so you can see them here. I believe they have one that holds like 70 spools. So I will get that one in next. And you guys have to tell me if you like these, if you think this is a good idea, because I think, well, I thought personally, I love the clean look of it. I love how simple it is. I like that it's going to hold cones and it's going to hold my spools. There's going to be, and these are small enough that they're going to be sturdy without having a problem. I thought it was a really slick way. And I like organization. Sometimes I feel I don't have organization, but I like organization. So that is something important that I think that this will be a nice and very pretty solution in your sewing room. All right. So I don't want to forget about telling you guys about this to remind you. Today is the webinar that Bernina is doing on the 990. So if you are coming, we would love to see you. I got Dave to go out and get some truffles, and we've got some variety of chocolates for you. It's right after lunch. I figure I don't need to feed you a lot, but it's always fun to have dessert. So we're going to have some truffles. So we are going to finish up today talking about a couple. I have some really pretty Riley Blake Christmas fabrics just came in. So these Christmas fabrics, right now we've got them in the yard bundles. And check out these guys. How pretty are these? I can't tell you just how much. Look at this with the little cardinals. Oh, it's so pretty. So this group is our Magical Winter. It has the whites, grays, and greens in it. Very, very pretty. And we'll finish it up with these nice little houses, all with snow and Christmas trees. And then we have kind of a dark gray version. So this one has, oh, look at this, with the little hats in the mittens. So we've got those. We've got some snowflakes. This is done, these little wonderful stars in here with trees in between. I am just really loving this fabric. It is so sweet. Oh, look at this. How pretty is that one? Okay, they're gorgeous, guys. Get yours before they go. I found that doing this has been really working for us, because while we have a lot of people that do like Riley Blake, having them in this like kind of package deal seems to be working really well for you guys. So as long as you guys keep on buying it, I'll keep on carrying it. We're going to come over here for a second, and then I've got something I want to show people. All right. So right here are 2 quilts that we just finished up. These are from a pattern called Acrobat. And Acrobat is a Villa Rosa design. And what I did was I took this butterfly fabric and I took basically what would be the equivalent fat quarter bundles and we have the various fabrics, and I switched them. I took a bundle of colorway fat quarter bundles and the butterfly fat quarter bundles, and what was left over, I used it in the other quilt. So I thought this turned out super cute, and I just wanted to show you how pretty this was. Now, I think the quilting definitely made everything pop a lot. I'm very pleased with the quilting on this. So these are really fun and very fast to put together. You start off with this triangle right here. You put this piece onto it, you trim. And then what you do is you put this piece right here onto it and you trim. And then you put this last piece on and you trim and you're done. That's the block. It's super fast. It's really cute. They've got it set up in the pattern themselves for fat quarters. But as you see, what you can do is you could use all the same color for the middles, or you could use all the same colors for the outside edges. And so we now have that pattern back in stock also. I've been holding off. I've had these done for several weeks, but I've been holding off showing them to you because they were not, they were out of the pattern and we had to wait for them to get the pattern back in. So we have the pattern back in. Again, it's called Acrobat. And I suggest you take a look at it. It's a super cute pattern. Very cool, very fun to put together. Very easy. Nothing real complicated about it. And I love the idea that you can make two quilts basically a mirror image of each other. Or I should say maybe the flip-flop image of them. I don't know exactly how do you describe that, guys? Help me here. So again, I thought it was really fun how we did this. And these eventually will end up being the granddaughters. I couldn't resist. I put Minky on the back, nice soft Minky. And we look at how pretty those are. And so it was on the long arm. Quilting the Minky has not been any problem at all. If you own a Q20, Q24 long arm, and you want to know what I did to get this to work, you're going to be really surprised. I just used quilting needles. I used a variegated thread, both Isacore and Madeira. Both have a really pretty variegated thread that you can use. I just set my long arm up for what I usually do, which is I had it set up with a quilting needle in it. I used the Minky on the bottom, obviously, and then we went ahead and quilted these. The variegated thread was on the top. I do think, now that I'm considering it, I may have taken and loosened the tension up a little bit. Normally, the tension on your long arm defaults to a 4. I believe I might have used a 3 or a 3.5. But that was the only thing I did. I didn't do anything special. The Minky just quilted fine. So if you are thinking about wanting to play with Minky on the back, kids love it. It's nice and soft and feels good. So it's a wonderful thing to try. And if you are now starting to play with quilting in the hoop, this would be another thing for you guys to consider, is maybe trying the Minky on the bottom. So see what you think. All right, guys, let's go take a look here right now. I got to talk about classes. We got 5 minutes. I got to talk about classes. Next week, we have a knit top serger version we are doing, and I'm going to be teaching that class. It's on Tuesday at 10:30. So if you have not signed up for that, I think we have a spot or 2 left in it. Cheryl on Wednesday is going to be doing the walking foot class, which is really fun because you can see how to use your walking foot. Use that book Walk. She used that as her inspiration, and she has made some beautiful samples for it, and you guys will learn a ton in that. That is 10:30 on Wednesday morning. On Wednesday afternoon, we're doing a Garment Academy class with Alice that's sewing knits. So that's one of the ones, and I know there's still a couple spots in that. So if you just want to do sewing knits on your sewing machine, this is the class you want to take. It's 1:30 on Wednesday. And then on Friday, I'm not sure I have any availability in this. I'll have to look, but I want you to know we do these on a regular basis. It's the Black Bobbin Mastery class. If you've got a Bernina 435, a 475, a 480, you have a 535, a 570, a 590, a 7 series machine, meaning a 735, a 770, or 790, come and take my Black Bobbin Mastery class. It'll just make using your machine so much easier. And the other thing going on next week is kits go on sale. I've told you this is Christmas in July. The sale for next week, starting on Monday, are kits. So go and look at the kits and see if there's something there that you are needing. We've got a lot of wonderful kits over there, and you should have one of these. You know, what's really cool about a kit is everything's taken care of for you. All you have to do is open up the bag and start working on it. So think about that. We've got some really pretty things, a lot of Northcott kits over there, and some Tilda kits. So take a look at those. For the week of July 21st through the 27th, we are doing, right behind you, Dave, is the reorganized 9-patch class. So this one is what we're talking about. This is so pretty. Love this idea. It's a 9-patch, but it's just been kind of broken apart a little bit. It's very cute. Cheryl's going to be doing that Monday night. If you are working, this is a perfect class for you. Tuesday, I'm doing a princess line dress, guys, but that class is full. I know that class is full. So then on Wednesday, the 24th, we have the serger t-shirt class. So all of you people who bought new sergers and you've been wondering what you're going to do with them, come to the t-shirt quilt class. You will be shocked at how fast you can put that together, how beautiful it can be. Denise just did one recently that just turned out stunning. Hopefully she will bring that with her to show off that particular quilt. And then we've got a sample in the shop, but the t-shirt quilt class is really fun because you don't have to apply one speck of stabilizer or interfacing on the back of any of those t-shirts. So it makes it a lot faster and a lot easier. So think about taking that class. If you've been thinking about getting a t-shirt quilt done for somebody and you've hesitated, it's a great class to take.
The one thing I hear all the time is that people say, well, I made one, but I'll never make another one.
That's what they always say, and I don't blame them. They're a pill. And quilting them is hard to do. So if you go ahead and make sure that you sign up for that class, you'll be in good shape. Okay, guys, it's about time to open. And I need to get into the shop and make sure we get everything up and running. Oh, I have a piece of news for you. Hopefully that this is going to be not too hard for everybody. But starting on July the 29th, we will be closed on Mondays. So I have made a hard decision with that. We have a lot of things we can't get done because we're open 6 days a week, and we are going to try this. Hopefully it will not inconvenience any of you, but we're going to try to get some new things done for you that will make up for us not being open on Mondays. So I hope that's okay. If you go ahead and send in orders on a Monday, there's still a good chance we will ship them, but we are going to try to give Dave and I 2 days off a week.
Well, that's what you say, but I think we're going to be doing things like putting things online and working on our video work.
We're going to work on videos a lot too on that too. So, but maybe we don't have to work the whole day. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Saturday. Don't forget about our 990 webinar today. If you're available, come in and hang out with us. And we hope you have a wonderful Saturday if it's not with us. But we'd love to have you join us. So come and see us next Friday for Facebook Live, and we'll see you then.